Hey guys, welcome to episode 4 of Inktober. I'm really glad you guys have been enjoying this series. I've been having a lot of fun with it. It's just something that's kind of fun and just simple to do by myself every now and then. Um, Today's episode is second to last. We've got one more after this. It'll be, of course, next Monday. And today's episode, we are doing a caramel apple stand at a fall festival. Is sort of the idea for this one. That's always one of my favorite things about fall. My local fall festival. I go to it every year. I always get the same thing, or same food, everything. So this is sort of inspired by that, and I drew it back when that was going on. That was like a month or so ago, but still Halloweeny themed, still fall inspired, I guess. However, when I did this doodle, I wasn't super happy with how the ghost looks. He looks a little too static, too boring. So I did another sketch of a better pose for him, where he's a little more fluid. He's like, moving around the area. And so I'm going to use that for his pose and keep the background for everything else. Without further ado, let's get into it. So I started this one the same way I've started all of them, where I outlined the ghost. But for some reason I had some issues getting the roundness of his head to look right, so I messed around with that for a bit, then fixed how the bottom wasn't quite thick enough, and then moved on from there. So next I started working on the background. I wanted to do the largest area first, which is the grass. You can see I didn't really do any detail behind the fence in the sketch because it was, pretty small and out of pen. So it would be hard to do that through the fence. I wanted to make it inspired by my own fairground, which is where my festival is usually held every year. I don't know why I'm saying I don't host it, but the one that I go to. So I made a little bit of a track in the background beyond the fence. At my fair, there's a track that they use for tractor pulls, horse races, that sort of thing. The background was feeling super empty, so I decided to put something in the middle of the track, some sort of little building where an announcer could sit while he's watching the race, or something like that. I don't really know why they would be in the middle instead of like up above, but that's what I decided to do. I wasn't super happy with how the background was coming together, so I took a break to work on the fence. I decided to use the line tool to make this. I figured it would be the easiest way to do it and the way to have the cleanest lines, because if you can't tell, I don't have super clean drawing. My weight of my pen is a little different every time I touch the screen. After the fence, I moved on to the stands. They were the most fun thing to work on in this, actually. Something about the simplistic design of them and then the signs that I put on the front made them really fun to make. So next I decided to add some tufts of grass to try and to divide things up a little bit in front of the fence and in front of the stands, just to make it not look like flat nothingness. At first I was doing it on the same layer as the grass, and then I made a separate layer and tried to use the same color, but it just didn't work right, so I decided to go for a more vibrant green and then some darker greens in different spots. Then I remembered I needed to make the path underneath the ghost. I wanted it to be like a gravel sort of path, but doing individual rocks would have taken forever, so I decided to use some of the pens that are available in Krita in order to get a gravel feel without actually doing individual rocks. Then, because every single one of these videos has had one, I decided to put a tree in the background and a pumpkin sticker onto the cash register, because every single video we've done so far has had a tree and a pumpkin. Finally, it was on to the shading, and I actually had almost forgotten to do any shading. I was about ready to start recording the final video of my face to show off the final drawing, and then realized, oh wait, I didn't do any shading. For this one I decided to use blue, don't really know why. Originally I was going to try to make this a nighttime image, but it ended up being more of like a daytime, I don't know. It's just sort of okay. And here's the final image. I'm actually pretty happy with how this turned out. I think the previous one was still better than this one, but this one's okay. I think the colors are really nice. I like the sign I did for the caramel apples. In general, I don't really have much to say about this one. The shading could have been a little bit better. To be honest, I got a little bit tired of doing the shading because I forgot about having to do it when I started doing the fence, and then doing the fence made it a lot more of a pain in the neck. So I just sort of stopped. I could have done more, but I don't know. In the end, I think this looks okay. I think it looks pretty good. Not the best one of the series here, but not the worst. Let me know if you enjoyed. Let me know what you think I should do for the last one. I think I've already decided what the last one's going to be, but let me know what your thoughts are on what you think it should be, or could be. And yeah, I'm glad you guys have been enjoying this. Look forward to the final episode next week, and I will see you later. Bye.